This is Super Mario World. It was the first game included with the 16-bit Super Nintendo. It's also the best-selling game on that system. It's not even close. Even though this game is from the early 1990s, it still has that timeless charm. So, the objective for this video is clearing all 96 exits. Let's start with a fresh new game and get the quest started. Welcome! This is Dinosaur Land. In this strange land, we find that Princess Toadstool is missing again. Looks like Bowser is at it again. Now that's what I like about early video games. No complicated stories. You're the good guy, he's the bad guy, go save the girl. What is new is that Mario has a friend. It's Yoshi. The first scene is called Yoshi's House. The name appears at the top. And once this area is loaded, there's not much going on. I'm not seeing any walls in Yoshi's house either. At least there's a fireplace. Anyway, a message block explains the situation. It says,
Hello, sorry I'm not home, but I have gone to rescue my friends who were captured by Bowser.
And the message is from Yoshi, who probably doesn't sound like my narration. Again, a huge story is not necessary. The next step is to leave this area and then head towards the first level. It's Yoshi's Island 1. It's the left path. This is the first course of many. There's not much to do on this level. Just keep running to the right and don't die, which is the main theme of many Mario games. There are these big dragon coins, but they're not necessary for completing the game. This version of the game is from the Super Nintendo Classic Edition. You can tell by the fancy border. Unlike in New Super Mario Bros. Wii, where collecting all of the star coins is a goal, that doesn't matter here. If you collect 5 of these coins in one level, that yields an extra life. But lives are not going to be a problem. You can see why later. Now, considering this is the first level in the game, there are some surprisingly difficult enemies here. That's why it's important to master the reserve item box. If Mario gets hit, the reserve item will fall out of the box. Also, pressing the select button will cause the reserve power-up to fall out of the box. There is one notable feature about this level. There are dotted line boxes on the ground. But since the yellow switch hasn't been activated, Mario would fall through. That makes this level somewhat more challenging. Fortunately, this level leads to the Yellow Switch Palace. Just complete the level to open up a new path. And now that the level is cleared, you can see part of the map being cleaned up. That's pretty advanced stuff for 1990. Here's the Yellow Switch Palace. Basically, there's no danger here. It's more like a bonus stage, as there are a lot of coins to collect. The P-switch makes them appear, so you'll have to be fast to get as many as possible. Once Mario is done improving his retirement plan, you can go through the green pipe. On the other side is the yellow switch. Jump on it to activate it. All of those yellow dotted line blocks will now be solid yellow blocks. You can see that illustrated with this festive animation. That was pretty high tech in the late 20th century. So many sprites, but no flickering. With the yellow blocks turned on, Mario turns back around and goes the other way. The destination is Yoshi's Island 2. This is a great level if you're looking to collect extra lives or if you're looking to dramatically increase your score. Once the level is cleared, the beginning can be repeated for lots of points and 1-ups. But the main attraction of this level is the introduction of Yoshi. Wow, he didn't get far in his quest. I traveled further than that to buy groceries. But once Yoshi is teamed up with Mario, the two are quite powerful. Yoshi can gain special abilities depending on which color turtle shell is being eaten. The red shell can be used for a fiery attack. The green one is a plain turtle shell. Nothing too special. It's important to know that Yoshi can't go everywhere that Mario can go, but Yoshi can be parked like a car. So when Mario is done exploring this upper area, he can return back to his friend. Hey buddy, how are you doing? Did you get any parking tickets? No? Good. Let's go. Just a side note, a yellow exclamation block yields a mushroom when hit. Although, so does eating lots of berries with Yoshi. Basically, there are lots of mushrooms here. So it shouldn't be too difficult to clear this course. Yoshi's Island 3 is a fairly standard level. Its main purpose seems to be about the yellow switch blocks. While this level can be cleared without the safety of the yellow blocks, that might be fairly difficult for beginners. The game is basically saying, go back and press the yellow button. But since the yellow blocks are already activated, this level is not too much trouble. If you need help stopping the flying enemies, the red turtle shells can be used to lay down suppressive fire. Oh, and towards the end of the level is a green block with a star. That's a bonus block. If you can get 30 coins in the course, hitting the block yields a 1-up mushroom. So how do I know this? I read the instructions. Yoshi's Island 4 reminds us how far video games have advanced in the last 4 decades. That checkerboard at the bottom of the screen is supposed to be water. It wasn't impressive even in the 1990s. However, Mario and Yoshi can swim in the water, so touching that area is not instant death. But it seems that I lost my Yoshi. This is unacceptable. So, let us truly witness how video games have advanced. I have a time machine. The events can simply be rewound and then played again properly. That's what I meant before, earlier in this video. That's why extra lives are not a problem. They're not necessary if Mario doesn't die. As for this level, this pipe can be used if you don't like the water part. Although I'm not a fan of these spiky pokies either. That seems like it would be rough on Yoshi's digestive system. However, there is an important message in this location. It says if you are in an area that you have already cleared, you can return to the map screen by pressing Start, then Select. So, even if you didn't have a time machine, repeating the start of Yoshi's Island 2 can yield plenty of extra lives. Once back on the main part of the level, there's another opportunity to fry some turtles. And at the end of this level, there is another important message. It explains how the goal works. Basically touch the tape to get points. Once you collect 100 points, there's a bonus game. Again, this is not that important. The bonus is extra lives. So that's not much of a prize. But if you're curious, here's what that looks like with the maximum bonus. It's basically tic-tac-toe. All stars results in 8 1-up mushrooms appearing. That's 1 for each row horizontally, 1 for each row vertically, and 2 for the diagonal rows. With the rest of Yoshi's Island complete, it's onward to the first castle. It's Iggy's castle. Yoshi is too scared to go inside. While the water of the previous level was not so impressive, this music was insane back in the early 1990s. Wow, it still sounds good. So the first part of this level involves fences. Mario can climb on the fence and punch turtles on the other side. If Mario has a height advantage, he can defeat the turtles that way too. The next part of the level involves these giant smashing things. They're not too hard to dodge, but it is an auto-scrolling area. That adds some complexity. Just keep avoiding them until you can get to the red doors. Iggy is on the other side. In the 16-bit days, Nintendo liked showing off their ability to rotate objects. So that's at the core of this battle. Just wait for the platform to tilt towards the lava. then knock Iggy over the edge. So violent. Mario has defeated the demented Iggy Koopa in Castle Number 1 and rescued Yoshi's friend, who is still trapped in an egg. Together, they now travel to Donut Land. Did you see that? No, not the save screen. Look again. The next level has a red dot. That means there are 2 exits on this level, a regular exit and a secret exit. This is the core of the 96 Stars quest. So let's get Donut Plains 1 started. I can show you where both exits are located, but first, there are some important lessons to learn. Number 1, Mario can get a cape on this level. That flying turtle has it. You can tell by the blinking red cape. Yet stomping on him with Yoshi doesn't work. Shooting him with fire doesn't work either. I'm having some trouble with this lesson. So let's look at the second lesson instead. This pipe leads to a bonus area. If you hit the blocks in the correct order, then a 1-up mushroom is awarded. So hit the blocks before jumping to the next level. If you guess wrong, then there is no reward. I suppose I could reverse time to get all of the mushrooms, but that's not necessary. The cape is more valuable right now, so let's hunt down that turtle. Oh, and here's a third lesson. If you leave Yoshi and then go into a pipe, Yoshi won't be there when you get back. At least I can finally get a cape. There's my target. It's the Super Koopa. By jumping on it with a regular jump, the feather power-up is released. Wow, that one put up a fight. But now, Mario can fly through the level. With the right timing, Mario can actually gain height and fly indefinitely. So about those 2 exits, the secret one is up there. But it's much easier with the green blocks activated. Since they're not, the regular exit is chosen. Then, on a return visit to Donut Plains 1, or your first visit if you're trying to clear the game as fast as possible, you do have options to clear the secret exit. The game even tells you about the red dot levels. Here, the green blocks are already activated, but what if you didn't have them activated? Well, that's not much of a problem. Even with Yoshi, Mario can fly to the upper platform. There's a secret key and a keyhole. That's a bit more advanced, so the more common way for beginners is to use the green blocks. Yoshi can't make it up this way, but Mario can run up the side by using the red triangle. Flying is actually the better way, as then Yoshi can go with you. That secret exit leads into the water, which is Donut Secret 1. However, let's get back to the standard exit first. That's Donut Plains 2. What's tricky about this Super Mario World guide is that a video is linear, but this game branches out into different paths. The usual path leads underground, where there are yellow sections moving up and down. That's when I like to switch to firepower, so it's easier to fight off the enemies in such confined spaces. Although some enemies are fireproof. The point is to work your way towards this green pipe. That is where the path splits in 2 again. You'll know you're in the right spot when you see this blue turtle shell. I recommend using Yoshi. It's not just for the cool beat that's added to the background music. It's because Yoshi, of any color, can fly with the blue turtle shell. This is where you have a decision to make. Do you go for the standard exit or the secret exit? With Yoshi, Mario can easily travel to the upper area. That's where the secret key and keyhole is located. However, let's look at the standard path first. By traveling to the right, the goal is not that far away. This opens up the path to the Donut Ghost House. But if you cleared the secret exit on Donut Plains 2, the path to the Green Switch Palace can be revealed. Even if you don't have Yoshi, Mario can reach the upper area by activating the beanstalk. With the secret exit cleared, the path to the Green Switch Palace is revealed. Unlike the Yellow Switch Palace, there is a risk of death here. You can avoid this by not being greedy and simply ignoring the lower area. But with a good shell kick, some points and a 1-up can be awarded. Once on the other side, the green switch can be activated. Staying on the main path, the Donut Ghost House is next. Yoshi doesn't enter ghost houses either. There's a good reason to dislike them. These levels can be difficult. The message block even laughs at you, implying that it's difficult to find the exit. Actually, there are 2 exits here, so here's the regular one first. As usual, run to the right. There's not much to do but avoid the ghosts and jump over the gaps. This leads to a door. That door leads to a staircase and a peculiar yellow block. A spin jump doesn't break it, so the only way to go is through the door. Now it seems that you're below the yellow block, but this area is tricky. A P-switch is revealed and there's an arrow of coins pointing to the left. They point to a hidden door. Yet you don't need to go into that door to clear the level. Actually, go through the door on the right. Even though the room looks the same, the yellow block has a different item. It's a beanstalk. That's the way out. Mario can climb the beanstalk to the upper area. That door leads to the exit. The path now extends to Donut Plains 3. Before going forward, let's go back and get that secret exit. It leads to one of the best areas in the game. As Caped Mario, he can fly inside the ghost house. Right at the beginning, there's a different way to go. The entrance to this upper area is directly above the start. There are a lot of ghosts up here, so be careful not to get hit. That's especially true over here. Lots of ghosts hover around these 4 yellow blocks. Each one has a 1-up mushroom. Then, on the other side of the door, the secret exit can be found. This short path leads to the top secret area. It's a place to power up. That way, you can always start a level with firepower or a cape. Now we can focus on Donut Secret 1. It's in the middle of the lake. So that means this is a fun water level. Normally such levels are tedious, but this one has cute music. It also has these little blue fish that chase you like a heat-seeking missile. That's why it's nice to bring Yoshi along. He can eat those enemies like it was an endless buffet. So, as you're traversing the level, a blue pipe should appear. It's actually kind of violet, I suppose, but that's not really the point. What is the point is that it goes up. Now, what's the point of this area? I'm not sure. Mario turns into a balloon and can float around in this cave. I suppose this goes back to the issue with Dragon Coins. Since they're not required, this area can be skipped. So, let's go, Yoshi. We're getting out of here. This level has a red dot, so it does split in 2. The secret is over here. You can tell when you see this row of blocks. Or the keyhole. The key is inside. If you can't get in, then the normal exit is the way to go. That path leads to the Donut Ghost House. Since we've already been there, the current goal is to get the secret key to the keyhole. A P-switch solves that problem. Once activated, it's a rush to the row of blocks. They're now a row of coins. Getting at least one clears the way through. And in the question mark block is the key. How convenient. This level is now cleared. The secret path leads to the Donut Secret House. This location is quite significant as it leads to a very big shortcut. That exit is explained first. At the start of the level, Mario needs to get past the Ring of Ghosts. And then use the trampoline to jump over the Big Boo. I didn't make that up, that's the name of the large ghost. You could also fly past the ghost, which is easier. Once through the door, it's a challenge with the P-switch. There are two locations that seem like a way to go, but it's a distraction. The way to the secret path is with a beanstalk. Before climbing up the beanstalk, hit the P-switch. If you can make it through fast enough, there's a hidden door at the top. Once through that door, it's a boss fight. It's actually pretty creative, as what you need to defeat the ghost is also what you're using to live. Mario is standing on the very weapons used to win. The more blocks used, the more difficult it becomes to stay alive. So make your shots count. It's 3 hits to win. This opens up the path to Star Road. That part is covered later in the video. Right now, it's back to the Donut Secret House. The beginning is the same as before. Here you can see Fiery Mario use the trampoline. Nice. Once back at the room with the doors, there's a different way to go. It's right here. Just grab some coins to make a path. Also, if you weren't aware of the Star World, this message block could be very informative. But basically, the P-switch is used to reveal a door. That door leads to the other exit. In a way, there are 2 secret exits from that level. The first leads to Star Road, but the other leads to Donut Secret 2. It's brilliant how it's set up. You can see the end of the game from here, but it's well out of reach. The yellow dot is what's significant. There's only one exit from this level, so it's a matter of running to the right as fast as possible. While there are some distractions, such as this beanstalk, or this balloon thing, the objective is to keep Yoshi and get out of here. Although there is a little bit of fun at the end of the level. That's some easy points and an extra life. The goal is just to the right of that turtle mayhem. With the Donut Secret 2 course cleared, the shortcut is now complete. Mario can take the pipe back to Donut Plains. Specifically, the path leads to Donut Plains 3. This level can be tricky, as there are lots of dangerous jumps. That's why it's good to have the green switch activated. A cape helps a lot. It can slow Mario's fall. Yet, Yoshi helps even more. By grabbing this blue turtle shell, Mario and his friend can fly past much of the level. Don't let Yoshi eat that blue shell. Reset the timer to return to the skies. I wasn't able to make it all the way through, but at least I made it to this yellow pipe. After going through this bonus area, there's not much left to the level. Just reach the goal to move on. It's a yellow dot level, so Mario can skip searching for another exit. The Donut Plains 4 is another straightforward level. The beginning starts off with a special turtle shell. It has the powers of 3 shells combined. It has the flying ability of the blue shell, the stomping ability of the yellow shell, and the fiery ability of the red shell. If you're just looking to skip through this level, a regular blue shell is enough. Mario and Yoshi can fly past the chaos. Although star power is a nice way to wrap up this level. It's pretty much a straight run from there, collecting some points and a 1-up on the way to the goal. This is the final level in the Donut Plains. It's Morton's castle. The second castle is already starting to get into a routine. This level starts off with the evasion of thwomps and thwimps. They're basically spiky block things with grumpy looking faces. After going through 2 doors, the level starts moving upwards. Normally I like the cape as it's great for horizontal levels, but with this vertical scrolling level, the cape is quite limited. It's not like the propeller hat in New Super Mario Bros. Wii, but basically if Mario can make it up the castle, there's a boss fight waiting at the top. It's not too much trouble, just land 3 hits, while trying not to get hit. Once that's done, the castle is cleared. Morton Cooper Jr. of Castle Number 2 is now just a memory. The next area is the underground Vanilla Dome. What traps await Mario in this new world? What will become of Princess Toadstool? Vanilla Dome 1 is a giant fork in the road. Since it's a red dot level, you can go left or you can go right. It's like one of those big choices in life. What if you pick wrong? Well, since the objective is to clear all 96 exits, it doesn't really matter. You could run to the right, in typical Mario fashion, and clear the standard exit first. But in this video, we're going to follow the left path first. The game doesn't expect you to do it this way, as there are lots of missing red blocks on this level. Yet with this lovely blue turtle shell, Mario and Yoshi can easily ascend to the secret level. Even though the red blocks are not activated yet, it's not difficult to reach the top. This exit leads to the left path. On Vanilla Secret 1, the blue Yoshi is amazing. The problem is that I haven't exactly shown you where to get a blue Yoshi. The water level in Star World 2 is my favorite spot. The little baby Yoshi is right at the start. Feed him the star and then boom, instant blue Yoshi. With the ability to fly from any colored turtle shell, the secret exit on Vanilla Secret 1 is easy to find. Just fly upwards, towards this left pipe. Once on the other side, the exit is very close. Gotta keep that blue Yoshi. So you have yourself a conundrum. If the blue Yoshi is from Star World, and the blue Yoshi easily opens up this path to Star World, which should be done first? Oh well, since blue Yoshi is so powerful, I went and grabbed him from Star World 2, using the entrance to Star World from Donut Plains. It's just so much easier to fly. That's the same story for the regular exit. The difference is that the exit is all the way at the top right. That exit leads to a pipe, which takes Mario outside and to Vanilla Secret 2. Once again, it's more blue Yoshi dominance. Mario and Yoshi now have 2 ways to go airborne. It's ridiculously overpowered in a platform jumping game. One of the things I noticed when replaying this game, when compared to first playing it in the 1990s, is that the game seems so much easier. Is it a matter of just knowing all the secrets, or are today's gamers simply better? Anyway, this level is a little chaotic, but pretty straightforward. The exit is at the far right. This next level is even more straightforward. While Vanilla Secret 3 has these jumping dolphins, the main objective is to keep going to the right. Using the dolphins as platforms can help with that objective. It's kind of fun. If Mario is already powered up, you don't have to worry about the question mark boxes. The first one is a cape, and the second one is a cape. This level is pretty easy, as long as you can avoid the spiky fish and keep moving to the right. Look, the game is even telling you, just go to the right. Sometimes I wonder how Nintendo settled on the number 96. Why not 99 exits? Why not 100? But when you have extra brain power to think about questions like that, the level is probably too easy. The Vanilla Fortress is mostly a water level. It kinda divides into multiple paths, so I went through a little trouble trying to see what's different. Perhaps I was overthinking the level. But I got to the red doors eventually. On the other side is a boss fight. The objective is to knock the 4 fire-breathing dinosaurs off their spinning platform. It's not my finest work, but Mario was victorious. Butter Bridge 1 is an auto-scrolling level. Some of the jumps on this level are a little tricky. That's because some of the platforms work like scales. It's a matter of waiting for the screen to scroll while not falling off the screen. Obviously, the blue Yoshi incredibly simplifies this level. There is one especially difficult part of this level. Since the red switch isn't activated yet, this is a pretty far jump. But since Mario and Yoshi can fly, clearing this chasm doesn't involve jumping on turtles. Oh, and I like this part. For seemingly no apparent reason, the screen starts scrolling vertically. Once that part is done, the level is almost over. There are just some turtles to contend with, and then take the pipe to the exit. Butter Bridge 2 is a bit more difficult. That's because there are a lot of Super Koopas flying around. So I parked Yoshi at the start, making it easier to get a cape. Being able to go up high does simplify this level, but if you find yourself in the fray, there are 2 significant parts of the level. First, a blue shell can help a lot. There aren't a lot of turtle shells on this level, and these are being kicked at you. The second point of interest is this Yoshi egg. Since I already have a blue Yoshi, it's just a 1-up. The ending of this level is chaotic. Either eat and stomp your way through, or simply fly over the madness. A lot of enemies can appear at the end of the level, but if you can get past them, this level is done. So, here we are. It's the 4th castle. Except there's a problem. We haven't even cleared the 3rd castle yet. Since this is the end of the split, that means it's a long walk back to the start of the Vanilla Dome. This time we'll take the path on the right. It's Vanilla Dome 2. This level is not quite a water level, as this fish is discovering the hard way. So part of the problem is that this is a partial water level. Another problem is that it's not friendly to Yoshi. There's also a third issue, and it's not just that I didn't get a star here. Basically, this is a red dot level, as Mario runs through the level, having to battle past the football turtles and lots of bats. Reaching the goal is not enough. It is part of the journey, so clearing the course is good. But Mario has to go back and find the other exit. The trick is with the P-switch. After so many yellow dot levels where Mario simply ran to the right, this red dot level is about backtracking to the left. First, get through this wall of coins. Carrying the P-switch with you can be helpful. Once on the other side, use the P-switch to clear the blocks. Then jump over the gap to the left side. Fall down that left side and keep going to the left. The rest is obvious. There's a key that is not far from the secret exit. Use that key to clear the level. While this path was harder to find, it's critical to the mission. This is the Hidden Red Switch Palace. From here, it's standard operating procedure. But first, the level starts off with some turtle points. And then there's a switch on the other side of the tube. Hit that switch to clear the level. Up next is the vanilla ghost house. What's nice about this ghost house is that there's only one exit. At least that's what I wrote down on my spreadsheet. So that's why I sent Mario airborne. Just take to the air and fly through this level. You know, if not for the ghost problem, this home could be quite lovely. Such high ceilings. Once on the other end of the building, there's a door at the bottom right. On the other side of the door, the process repeats. Just fly through the level. It's like what should have been done in The Lord of the Rings. So peaceful. At this end of the building, there are 5 coins in the shape of a door. Grab those coins to clear the way. Then backtrack slightly to a hidden P-switch. It's in the middle of these 2 spinning blocks. Watch out for the green things on the way back. Using the P-switch reveals the hidden doorway. That leads to the exit, and another level cleared. Vanilla Dome 3 is a yellow dot level, so the only goal here is to survive. The main feature of this level is to ride a raft of skulls across a pool of lava. Mario was weakened in the previous level, that's why it's nice to power up here. First with a mushroom, and then with a feather. Immediately after that power up, there's another way to go. Now that Mario can fly, simply skip the lava. It leads to a bonus area. Nope. 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 1. 2. That's not too bad. But again, Mario hasn't officially died on this run. If there's any trouble, time is simply reversed. Ooh. That power isn't necessary here, as the rest of the level is pretty straightforward. It's another lava ride, some spiky things to avoid, a series of piranha plant tubes, and then a final lava ride to the goal. Vanilla Dome 4 is somehow an above-ground level. It's a cool-looking level, but there are a lot of bullets. Mario is under attack. There is a brief reprieve in this purple pipe. Yet, if you have a Yoshi, you might want to skip it. I'm not seeing how to get him across. We're not losing our Yoshi. Reversing time fixes that problem. Except it's not always a perfect solution. This part with the bullets is a bit tricky. I kept losing my Yoshi. It got so bad that I tried the lava part again. I could clear that first jump, but I'm not seeing how to keep Yoshi past this mess. Out of curiosity, I traveled through the tube. I didn't see a reason to go this way. Again, the dragon coins aren't important on this version of the game. So I rewound time to keep the blue Yoshi. Eventually I got through the bullets. The ability to fly with Yoshi is incredibly overpowered here. With such ease of travel, the goal was quickly in reach. Since the left path has already been cleared, Lemmy's castle wraps up the Vanilla Dome. This level starts off with a magic battle. It can get frustrating seeing your nemesis suddenly teleport to your location and destroying the blocks beneath your feet. So Mario does take a fair amount of damage on this run. The idea is to push forward to this P-switch, then clear out these side coins. That makes it easier for Mario to jump towards the door. Just activate the switch to turn the coins into a platform. Once through the door, there's a little break room. I can imagine Mario drinking a tea and talking about sports with his friends. But back to business. Mario now has a problem with moving platforms. These giant structures will raise and lower, creating a tremendous risk with the lava below. This part is a little slow and a little tedious as this level is not friendly to flying. Yet, a cape helps tremendously with clearing out these bony turtles. Having the green blocks activated also helps, as that's a useful power-up at this stage of the level. Only the boss fight remains. Once through the doors, this boss fight is a little silly. Basically, it's a matter of anticipating where Lemmy will appear next. If you can spot your target fast enough, Mario can start stomping. It's 3 hits to win. Mario has triumphed over Lemmy Koopa of Castle Number 3. Mario's quest is starting to get much more difficult. Have you found the red and green switches yet? Of course we have. It's so nice to get out of that damp cave and into an area with fresh air. Although the Cheese Bridge area might be a little too much. This level is way up in the sky and Mario has to ride these moving platforms. Those buzzing things could be trouble, but it's not too difficult to evade them. Instead, there's a bigger problem with this level. It's not exactly the friendliest to Yoshi. It's a red dot level, so we're looking for a secret exit. And with Yoshi, there is a different way to complete the level. By using the wings, Mario and Yoshi can fly to an upper area. There is a risk of death in this night sky, but it's not too difficult to stay out of trouble. That's not the problem. Once the end of this area is reached, the level is over. The real problem is at the lower path. I'll just fly ahead without Yoshi to show you the trouble. There, it's the goal. Mario reaches it, and nothing. It's the same exit. Let's rewind a moment. Do you notice anything unusual about this goal? It's a little higher up than usual. The idea is that you're supposed to sacrifice Yoshi so that Mario can jump past the goal. Nah, I'm not doing that. Instead, here's some fancy flying. Ah, wasn't that awesome? That's the alternate exit. This path leads to Soda Lake. It's another water level. It's a nice level, but it's somewhat difficult. I switched to firepower to fight the fish, but that didn't help much. It doesn't want to let me through. Let's try this way. That wasn't much better. Mario takes significant damage on this level. Although that smaller size makes him more nimble. Since this is a yellow dot level, it's just a matter of surviving. The ending is a bit chaotic though, so swimming underneath is a solution. Although regular-sized Mario can simply walk through. Isn't that brave? The point is to make it to the green pipe, so that Mario can clear the level. The path from Soda Lake leads to the Star World, but we're not at that part of the video yet. That means the next level is Cookie Mountain. I'm not sure what to say about this level. I'm not seeing any cookies. Actually, the main thing getting eaten here are turtles and moles. Blech. Hopefully Yoshi thinks they taste like cookies. There is something cute on this level though. After eating 2 pink berries, a happy cloud appears. It then drops happy face coins. If Mario collects all of those coins, a 1-up mushroom appears. I was planning to use the star power to run to the end of this level, but that cloud is just so cute. Although that means the tough guys at the end of the level are something of a problem. But since this is a yellow dot level, it's just a matter of reaching the goal. Now that both paths have merged at Ludwig's castle, this 4th area is almost cleared. If you've made it this far, this level is not too much of a challenge. The castle starts off with a narrow passage. The rotating spikes are a problem, but good timing can get Mario through. Then, once through the door, the level scrolls to the left. The challenge is not getting stabbed by the spiky ceiling. An on-off switch helps with that problem. Once through that door, there's some fence climbing to do. Just avoid the turtles and the spikes, and this part should be okay. Once through the doors, the boss fight begins. Ludwig shoots lots of fireballs, so obviously avoid those. What's less obvious is the spinning jump. Nintendo is showing off the console again. So, as long as you can avoid being mesmerized by special effects from the early 1990s, it's just 3 stomps to end this fight. So, now we're at the Forest of Illusion and the path immediately splits. First, we'll just clear the regular exit. Basically, Yoshi eats his way through this level, as there are numerous enemies in the way. The star power can help, but there are also pink berries here. They're pretty high up, but if you like the happy cloud, then it's a fun part of this level. I was so amused by the coins and busy taking out enemies that I didn't even notice the secret exit. I suppose that's the purpose of this balloon thing. That's not worth losing a blue Yoshi. Instead, the standard exit is completed first. That path leads to the Forest of Illusion 2. But back at the Forest of Illusion 1, it's a simple turtle shell flight to the alternate exit. The key for the keyhole is right in the neighboring block. That's the other way out. Since we're already here, the Forest Ghost House is next. There's an interesting part at the beginning. It happens right here. There, did you see it? Mario ran right past the secret exit, and he couldn't even see it. It's right there behind the big ghost. To get there, follow the corridor to the end. While Mario can fly, he can't fly through the wall. So keep going to the right. There's a door at the end. In this next room, grab the P-switch and then bring it to the far right. There's a hidden door to find. Careful with the ghost floating overhead. And now Mario is in the right spot. Run to the left and keep going all the way to the left to find the hidden door near the start of the level. What's interesting about this secret path is how it doesn't go anywhere. So if you're stuck trying to find a missing exit, this one is something to double check. As for the other exit, it's basically the same thing. Instead of running all the way to the left, just take the door that's closer. This exit leads to the Forest of Illusion 4. We didn't even clear the Forest of Illusion 2 yet, so that's the next level. It's an underwater level. Moving slow and steady is the way to clear this level. It's a matter of good timing and a healthy diet of fish for Yoshi. Towards the end of the level, the football character calls for all of the fish to attack. So I'm trying to eat as many as possible beforehand in order to reduce the danger. That's the way to clear the regular level. That path leads to the Forest of Illusion 3. Yet there's a big secret here. It reminds me of a story from decades ago, back when this game was new. I was explaining how to get to the secret exit. For some reason, I just knew that this wall wasn't real. It's a red dot level, so that's a big clue, yet I suspected that something was wrong with the tiling. Just walk up to the wall and keep going. The wall is fake. On the other side is the alternate exit. This path leads to the Blue Switch Palace. There are 2 P-switches right at the start of this level. I probably should have planned that better. It doesn't matter. Activating the blue switch is what's important. Forest of Illusion 3 starts off with bombs in bubbles. Yoshi can eat them. That does seem rather strange. Why would a bomb be in a bubble? Why wouldn't Yoshi explode if he eats them? I'm not here to overthink the game. This is about finding the 2 secret exits on this level. The second purple pipe might help as it leads to a bonus area, but since the exit is not very far away, you might want to skip it if you already have 99 lives. Mario and Yoshi could have easily flown over this part, but now we can see how the trampoline works too. So the first exit is as expected. Simply battle your way to the right. Yoshi was almost lost, but Mario calms things down. After avoiding some more bubbles, the goal is in reach. This path leads back to the forest ghost house. So how can Mario move forward? That's the secret exit. It can be found inside of this green pipe, which is very close to the end of the level. With all of the enemies attacking Mario, it can be difficult to stay powered up, but a yellow block needs to be smashed to get inside. That's the way to the secret exit. This path leads to Roy's castle, but we can see something else in the distance. There's a fortress and another entrance to the Star World. So let's go back and clear those levels first. The Forest of Illusion 4 is kinda funny, as Mario is being baited with a 1-up mushroom. With maxed out extra lives, that doesn't mean anything, although these cloud-based airstrikes can get annoying. The star power helps to shorten the level, but unfortunately it's not enough to clear the level. Yoshi and Mario find themselves in some trouble. Fortunately, they were able to battle their way out. After that fight, a blue turtle shell was just lying on the ground. It doesn't really have anything to do with the secret exit, but it is fun to grab some extra coins. And once at the goal, it's a silly experiment in perfection. Since the extra lives of the bonus stage are unnecessary, I'm trying to max out the counter at 99. There, +1. Does that do anything? Not really, it just looks nicer. And it looks like there's an alternate exit, so it's back to the Forest of Illusion 4. First, let's clear the air. The secret to this exit involves a purple pipe that is just floating in the air. It's above a P-switch. While those extra coins are nice, that's not related to the secret. Instead, Mario simply flies up above, and then he can travel through the pipe. On the inside, the keyhole and the key are neatly placed. That's the secret exit. The next level is the Forest Secret Area. It's an auto-scrolling level, so the cape and a blue Yoshi can help tremendously. That extra mobility can help prevent our friends from falling down. Essentially, it's a matter of riding the platforms to the end of the level. Interesting, there are mushrooms on the other side. I don't need that. But if you are wondering how to get over there, Mario can simply fly over the goal. See? And now the level is clear. The next level on this hidden path is the Forest Fortress. The level starts off with a lot of danger. Mario has to avoid getting squished or sliced. But with all 4 switch blocks activated, this part of the level is a little easier. I was wondering if that was there. A little rewind fixes that. On the other side of the door, it's more blades to avoid. But not too long afterwards, the boss doors are found. Yet this level seems to keep going. Let's see where it goes. It involves flying over the lava. If you like 1-up mushrooms, this is the way to go. But what's different compared to the other doors? Let's fly back and find out. It's a lot harder to fly this way. So, what's on the other side of these doors? It's the standard fortress boss again. Aside from all the extra 1-up mushrooms, I'm not seeing a difference. So, after this boss fight, another way to the Star World is opened. But again, we're not up to that part of the video. Instead, we're heading back to Roy's castle. It's the final level in this 5th area. This castle is a bit challenging as it involves a moving platform. It kinda travels like a snake in the game on those old Nokia phones. But here's what's surprising. This game is older. Most people didn't have cell phones in 1991. Anyway, ride the blocks until near the end of the level. Be ready to jump off or Mario will fall. There's a P-switch, but I didn't bother. Instead, the fireballs were avoided and Mario went through the doors. The boss fight is not too difficult. It's the usual 3 head stomps, but it only works if Roy is on the ground. Watch out for the walls closing in, but overall this should be a fairly easy fight. Mario found his way through the Forest of Illusion and has put an end to Roy Koopa of Castle Number 5. Onward to the dangerous, but tasty, Chocolate Island. So, Chocolate Island 1 has bigger dinosaurs. It has smaller dinosaurs too. This mix of enemies can cause a little trouble for Mario. But Yoshi is a good defense against that. If Yoshi gets hit and then panics, just try to calm down the situation. That happened a lot on this level. Also, the little dinosaurs breathe fire. The big challenge on this level are pipes like this. They shoot Mario out like a cannonball. The first jump is not too bad, but the second one is tough. There are 2 ways to get to the second one. By using the pipe next to the red blocks, Mario can visit the dolphins again. Except I'm not seeing the advantage of going this way. It is kinda fun, but besides that, it's a longer way around. The bigger problem is when Mario leaves this area. He's blasted across a huge jump. Yet it's not strong enough to clear the gap. The sad part is that Mario can make this jump if he leaps off of Yoshi. We're not doing that here. Instead, by rewinding time and using extreme precision, the blue Yoshi can eat that turtle and then fly to safety. That clears the level. Next up is the Chocolate Ghost House. The start of this level does have some difficulty as a lot of ghosts will fly towards Mario. And with the moving floor below, it's important to jump carefully. It's a bit of running, but the door is all the way at the right. In this room, the level is almost over. Towards the middle, there's a door at the top. To get up there is easy. Just fly. By avoiding the trains of ghosts, Mario can quickly end this level. But what if you can't fly? Oh well, then it's a matter of playing with these ghost blocks. There's one on the right. Just lead it towards the door, then position it to work like a platform. There. With a quick jump, Mario can make it to the upper platform. And on the other side of the door is the goal. Chocolate Island 2 starts off with a message. It explains how the number of coins collected, or the time remaining, could change the level. And so, on my first run, not a lot of coins were collected, and it was kinda slow. There was an area with a lot of turtles, then a lot of mushrooms, and a lot of enemies near the goal. That way leads to the regular exit, Chocolate Island 3. But since Chocolate Island 2 is a red dot level, something was missing. So I tried running through the level faster. By going fast, the level did change. There was a key and a keyhole. That leads to the secret exit. I did try collecting as many coins as possible, starting off with this trick. And then I kept replaying this part until I got all of the coins. But this didn't seem like the right way to go. Going fast seems to be the solution. That's an important idea for where this path leads, as it reminds me of the Sonic vs. Mario battle of the early 1990s. The level is called Chocolate Secret. It's in the Bowser area. But once again, the game is teasing the final boss battle. That proximity to the end of the game might explain the difficulty of this level. The football enemies can be tough to get past. But once you make it to the checkpoint, that's where the fast part begins. Mario can slide down the slopes. It's kinda fun, and it's kinda fast for this game. But it reminds me of Sonic the Hedgehog. I think Super Mario World is the better game, but Sonic has that exhilarating speed. Mario feels slow compared to Sonic, which was a big part of the early 1990s console wars. Anyway, this level is not done yet. There are some walking spikes to avoid and some descending yellow platforms to cross. There are a lot of football guys at this part too. But if Mario can keep gaining yards, this level is done. The path leads to Wendy's castle. We're not done with this area yet, so that means traveling back to Chocolate Island 3. This level has an interesting concept. The first part involves the standard exit. With a Yoshi, it's not too difficult to clear this course. Just fly. Although, since you can fly, this pipe might be interesting. There are a lot of coins up here. That's useful at the end of the level. It's nice to see the green star block give a 1-up mushroom. But that's not what's important here. There are so many arrow signs. The game is practically yelling at you, go to the right. Yet, since we're here to clear all of the levels, the standard exit is first. That's the interesting part. If you clear the level, but you didn't find the secret exit, Mario just travels in a circle. That's cute. So basically, restart the level, travel to the end, and then fly. The blue Yoshi makes this part easy, but there's a blue turtle shell here too. The game wants you to fly underneath the goal. The secret exit is at the right. The Chocolate Fortress is up next. It could also be known as the land of killer pencils. I suppose there's supposed to be wooden spikes, but that's not the only threat here. With the gaps in the floor and lots of fireballs, this place can be trouble for Mario. That's just the first room. In the second room there are lots of thwomps. Having the switch blocks activated helps on this level. At the end of the second room, the doors to the boss can be found. They're a different color, so that's kinda cool. I wonder if they're giant blocks of chocolate. Anyway, it's your favorite fortress level boss again. At this stage, you should already know what to do. Chocolate Island 4 is a strange diagonal level. I'm not sure what Nintendo was trying to say here. Why is this level so tilted? I suppose it was a pretty big thing to run up slopes in the early 1990s. Such video game tech was new back then. So it looks like the developers were just having fun. That's what's nice about classic games. There was a lot of experimentation. Some ideas were good, and others weren't. So everyone was learning together. Anyway, around here there's something of a bonus area. A P-switch can be used to clear the way. With the coins removed, the silver pipe is accessible. There's another P-switch in here. And then Mario just falls. There are power-ups on the right side, but they're hard to catch. Again, this level is confusing. If you still aren't surprised, what about this? Yoshi can eat the giant mole. That thing looked bigger than Yoshi's whole body, so I'm not sure what's going on here. Fortunately, it's a yellow dot level, so we can just get out of here before things get even weirder. We're now at Chocolate Island 5. It's another yellow dot level, so there's not much to say, except that Yoshi excels here. He can eat things through blocks. And next he can eat this star power. That also simplifies the level. There are lots of turtle shells up here. That's some additional fun and points. And then, using the advantage of air superiority, Mario and Yoshi end the level. So, here we are, back at Wendy's castle. This structure is not friendly to humans. There are spikes, blades, lava, more spikes, more blades, awkward jumps, and that's just the first room. In the second room, there's the risk of electrocution, as these things are traveling around critical platforms. Oh, and don't get squished. While it's important to be patient and careful, there's not a lot of time on this level. But eventually, Mario makes it to the red doors. The boss fight involves bopping Wendy 3 times. This is similar to the Lemmy boss fight. While the start of this level is tough, the boss fight shouldn't be too difficult. Wendy Koopa in Castle Number 6 has sung her last song. Mario must meet the challenge that is now before him. There is a sunken ship that appears to be a gateway to the Valley of Bowser. The sunken ghost ship is next. Even though this is a ghost level, Yoshi joins in on the fun. That is a bit of a problem though, as it can be difficult to catch Yoshi if he runs off. On the other side of this pipe, there's a perfect example. In this area, a lot of ghosts will appear and then disappear. That catches Yoshi by surprise. He runs off, and it's hard to chase him. The water is a problem, and the ghosts are a problem, but at some point he will bounce back. So it might be easier to catch him on a rebound. Not this time though. That was ugly. But I got Yoshi back. Oops. That was close. Anyway, the idea is to keep avoiding ghosts until the second pipe can be reached. That's when Mario starts to fall. But it's a good thing, as Mario instantly gains star power. By aiming for the turtles, there's a chance to get some more points. Lots of coins can be collected here too. For the final part of this level, drift away from the spikes, towards the right side, and then collect the question mark item. That clears the level. Mario has reached the Valley of Bowser. The end of the game is in sight. And quite appropriate, this first level is fairly difficult. It wasn't easy to keep Yoshi, but he helps a lot in here. That's because these moles block the path, so Yoshi can just eat them to clear the way. It's an effective technique, but still disturbing. I'm usually full after a few slices of pizza. How is Yoshi doing that? Anyway, this level is basically a maze. Even though I had cleared this level before, I totally forgot where's the exit. I was looking all over the place. When I saw a pipe heading up, I thought that was it. Nope, it's just a bonus area. This is a yellow dot level, so I didn't have to explore every nook and cranny. Basically, stick towards the bottom. Eventually Mario should see a green pipe, which leads to the goal. That's the way out. The Valley of Bowser 2 is a red dot level, perhaps one of the most critical in the game. Oh well, I suppose they're all critical if you're trying to clear all 96 exits. Yet the secret exit here leads to one of the coolest features in the game. Let's start with the regular exit first. The beginning involves a bunch of turtles and moving platforms. It's a little busy, but it shouldn't be too much trouble. The problem starts here, on the other side of this pipe. It's like a no Yoshi sign. In the question mark block, there's a pair of wings. That's where Mario and Yoshi can exit the stage. The duo fly around here for a while, then the level is cleared. That path leads to the Valley Ghost House. Yet, that's not where we want to go right now. And to open the secret path, I had to think back years. I couldn't remember which way to go. The problem is that you can't bring Yoshi. That's too much height to squeeze through these problematic platforms. Sorry buddy, Mario has to do this alone. With the right timing and enough speed, Mario can squeeze through this trap. Once on the other side, Mario could clear the level as normal. However, the secret is right at the end of the first ledge. The yellow platform can push Mario upwards. That's the secret. Just jump over the ceiling and then run to the left. The key and keyhole is on the other side. The path leads to the Valley Fortress. That's not what's special about this route. This is just your standard fortress level. Well, it has an absurd amount of spikes, so that is a problem. A cape is recommended as it can help to clear out enemies, and it can help with slowing down your fall. That especially helps with this jump. After running past all of those spikes, the red doors await. It's the familiar boss fight again, and Mario can make short work of that. Now for the special part. This path leads to the back door of the castle. Mario can shorten the difficulty of the final level. And even though we still have a lot of exits to clear, this is indeed the end of the game. See? That's the thank you screen. That's why I don't recommend playing this level yet. It ends the game. It's the toughest challenge in the game, as I don't know how to get past it. Even the time machine didn't help. That's because the ending is so long. Instead, don't play the level. Just turn around and head towards the next level. You don't even need to clear the backdoor level, or even the final castle itself, to clear all 96 exits. Up next is the Valley Ghost House. This one has a nice design, but the beginning is a bit familiar. Just run to the right. There's a door on the other side. Over here, this is the fun part. By hitting the P-switch, Mario can run to the right. Hidden blocks appear while coins turn to blocks and blocks turn to coins. The star power is a bonus. So I ran as fast as I could to the right. The last door was used. It leads to the secret exit. Unfortunately, I hit this P-switch too soon. It has to do with this block. It turns into a line of coins, except with the P-switch activated, it's a line of blocks. Since Mario can fly, I simply took a look at what's up above. There! It's the key and a keyhole. Except I couldn't get Mario to fit inside. I tried and I tried. Eventually I was running out of time, even with the time machine. So the level repeats just by going through this door. Except that special block can only be used once. That means Mario has to hurry and get to the regular exit. That's easy enough. It's at the star power part. Just run to the right. And it's the second to last door. That leads to the exit. The Valley of Bowser 3 is now open. But Mario heads back to clear that secret exit. So it starts off just like before. Using the P-switch and star power, run to the last door. This time, the second P-switch is brought to the other side. So here's the secret. This track of coins can be steered. I sent the coins upward. Then I waited. I estimated the height necessary, then I hit the P-switch. Since I sent the block straight up, Mario needs to fly. And once at the top, it looks like I was close. Unfortunately, the path doesn't quite line up. But with the crouching jump, Mario can squeeze through. Gotta jump fast though, as Mario has been spotted by a ghost. No problem, this level is done. After a few difficult levels, a Valley of Bowser 3 is kinda easy. Well, it's easier if you have a blue Yoshi. With so many turtles on this level, just fly. But in general, the challenge is with these moving platforms. There's a number in the center. That represents the number of seconds left before the platform falls. So enjoy yourself on this one. It's a fun level. The ending is a little challenging, but this is a yellow dot level. Just keep surviving until you reach the goal. The Valley of Bowser 4 is a red dot level. And if you want to access that secret exit, a Yoshi is required. So it might as well be a blue Yoshi. The reason is the same as usual. He can help you to get past so much trouble. These columns of yellow blocks need not separate you from Yoshi. Just get a spin jump started and then hop back on. Mario and Yoshi will drill a way through. At the end of this level, just avoid the enemies and the rocks until you get to the goal. There's a keyhole right before the goal. The key is behind some blocks. That's why a Yoshi is needed. He can just grab the key. That's the secret exit. This leads to the Star World. We're almost there, but there are two things to wrap up. First, let's clear the regular exit on Valley of Bowser 4. That's easy enough. Just repeat the level and reach the goal. Next, it's Larry's castle. Those snake blocks are back, but I'm not waiting for that. Fly, Mario. In the next room, watch out for magic attacks and giant pencils. If the green block is activated, you can power up before the boss battle. It's not a big problem though, as the last Koopa boss battle is the same as the first. Larry is a lot like Iggy. Just knock Larry off the side to win the battle. Mario has defeated Larry Koopa in Castle number 7. All that is left is Bowser's castle, where Princess Toadstool is being held. Can Mario rescue her and restore peace to Dinosaur Land? Except that's not all that's left to do. We're going back to the Donut Plains, back to the beginning of Star Road. That leads to Star World 1. This area has 5 levels. They're all red dot levels, so that's 10 exits in total. The paths are tricky though. Only the secret exit allows Mario to move forward. For Star World 1, that's not much of a problem. Just smash through the right side. There's a key and a keyhole on the right. Nice and easy. But to make sure that all 96 exits are cleared, we're heading back to Star World 1. The other exit involves a little more effort, but it's kinda fun. Mario and Yoshi smash their way through the blocks. After reaching the bottom of the level, there's a green pipe to the right. That's the way out. Star World 2 is a water level. So let's clear the standard exit first. It's not so easy, as there are a lot of aggressive fish on this level. I couldn't chain the star power blocks, so Mario is quickly outnumbered. First, Yoshi is lost, and then Mario is overwhelmed. It's enough to make it through though. The green pipe leads to the exit. The path forward is still blocked though, so the level is repeated. This is one of the most critical locations in the game, as here is where we can get a blue Yoshi. He starts off as a baby Yoshi, but feeding him a star quickly changes that. Yet, since I want to use the star to get through the level, a different strategy is used. Mario swims faster when carrying little Yoshi. So, star power is used while feeding Yoshi lots of fish. Unfortunately, I still wasn't fast enough to get a star out of the second block. But that still works. Eat Yoshi, feast on the fish, and clear the way through. As for the secret exit, go to the end of the level, but go past the green pipe. There's a way through underneath the ground. On the other side, there's a key and a keyhole. That's the secret exit. Star World 3 is great. There's a real simple reason why. Here, I can show it to you. There. I think that's the shortest level in the game. Now, the game wouldn't be very good if all of the levels were this short, but this anomaly is fun. Yet, where's the secret level? For that, Mario has to fly. First, you might want to clear the air so that Mario isn't blocked from ascending. Next, just fly up the middle. The key is in the block on the left, and the keyhole is on the right. That completes Star World 3. In Star World 4, there's a red Yoshi egg. To make this level easy, don't use that. Stick with a blue Yoshi or even a green or yellow Yoshi. That's because there are lots of blue turtle shells here. So grab one and let Yoshi fly. Keep recycling that same shell to clear the whole level. That's the regular exit, which leads nowhere. The secret exit could be tricky. That depends if you have all of the switch blocks activated. Yet that's not necessary if you can fly. So a blue Yoshi helps a lot. That's why it's important to keep him safe. Ah, see? That's what I mean. Anyway, just fly towards the middle. You'll know you're there when you see a lot of switch blocks. It doesn't matter if they're activated or not. Mario and Yoshi can easily fly to the key and the keyhole. That opens up the way to one of the biggest shortcuts in the game. I suppose I should explain the warp zone. Well, at least the equivalent of warping in this game. Basically, only 11 levels are necessary to reach the final castle. Starting from Yoshi's house, it's Yoshi's Island 2, Yoshi's Island 3, Yoshi's Island 4, and Iggy's castle. It's not necessary to activate the yellow switch. Next, in Donut Plains, it's Donut Plains 1, Donut Secret 1, Donut Secret House, to Star Road. From there, just follow the road. It's the secret exit each time, as just shown earlier in the video. That leads to the Valley of Bowser and the end of the game. Except we're not done with all of the exits. That means Mario heads back to Star Road. There's one more level in that area. It's Star World 5. This level is the usual flyby. Get a blue Yoshi and any turtle shell, then it's easy to beat. I suppose you could jump on the platforms, considering it is a Mario game, but flying is so much easier. Just look, here's the end of the level. What's nice is how this completes the star. As for getting the secret exit, I didn't need all of the switch blocks activated. So you could clear out the Star World levels as soon as you gain access to Star Road. That way, Mario and Yoshi can fly directly to the key and the keyhole. This opens up a new area. It's the special area. The first course is called Gnarly, which was a cool word to use in the early 1990s. So, I know I've been saying to use the blue Yoshi and then just fly through the levels, but seriously, just look at the design of this level. There's a blue turtle right at the start. This level is divided in the middle. Mario and Yoshi can just fly around. Once at the top, Mario can dangerously fall back down, or gracefully float to the green pipe. On the other side, the goal is not that far away. But just hit the blue P-switch to activate the blocks, and then get past the hammer-tossing enemy. That finishes the first of the 8 special courses. Tubular is the second special level. This should be of no surprise, but I'm planning to fly through this level. Although not all of it. Getting airborne is a little tricky, but possible. I find it less frustrating than using the balloon thing. It's been years, but I think it's in that block. I still remember the frustration, so I'm just going to skip it. Instead, hit the P-switch. No, Yoshi, not like that. So, hit the P-switch. That makes it easier for Mario and Yoshi to move forward. And then, run to the right. Try to reach the blocks that are near the red turtles before the time runs out. Next is obvious. Grab a turtle. It is harder to fly through this level as there are lots of projectiles being tossed around. But with some fancy flying, the goal is in reach. Way Cool is the name of the next level. It's another one of those riding platform levels, with those crazy looking things. There are lots of switches too, which changes the path of the platform. The start of this level is a little bit more difficult with Yoshi, but the second half of Way Cool is way easier with Yoshi. This yellow pipe helps to simplify the level too. It leads to another little break room. So, once Mario is back on the other side of the pipes, there's a block that basically ends the level. It's another pair of wings for Yoshi. After traveling through this bonus area, the course is cleared. But Yoshi is not the only way to fly through this level. Mario can easily glide through the end of this level too. Awesome is the name of this level. It starts off with a special turtle shell. It has all three powers combined. Yet I had trouble using that extra stomping power. Anyway, flight is also one of those extra powers. There's a blue turtle shell here too. It shouldn't be much of a surprise about what happens next. But you could mix things up. In that question mark block is star power. That lets Mario dash through to the end of the level. So that can be fun too. Groovy is the fifth special course, but the strategy is the same as the fourth. Grab a blue turtle shell, fly through the beginning of the level, and then grab star power. If Mario is fast enough, this invincibility lasts until the end of the level. Magnificent. While the previous level was pretty fast, Mondo starts off a little slow. That's because Mario and Yoshi are pushing against the current. But once they're near the hammer-throwing guy, that's when the water changes. It rises and lowers. When the water is high, it's difficult to move, but that makes it easier for Mario to jump over trouble. When the water level is low, the fish out of water are not a threat, and Mario can easily go airborne. This part is fun. Anyway, there's a green pipe at the far right. That's the way to the exit. This level is outrageous. What is Mario thinking? He clearly has a feather in reserve, so why is he battling on the ground like some common pawn? Let's change that. But by staying on the ground, it is a good way to show you the problem with the orange pipe. It's pretty high up, making it difficult for Mario to pass. So if you can't fly, step 1 is to grab the trampoline. Step 2 is to bring it next to the orange pipe. Step 3 is to glitch out the game by putting the trampoline in the orange pipe and bouncing off a bullet. I mean, what's the point? This is the 95th exit. If you've made it this far, you don't need an explanation. And statistically, over 95% of you probably stopped watching this video. The other few percent? Maybe you fell asleep, in which case, hopefully you're resting well and having nice dreams. Oh, and this level is done. Funky is the last level. It starts off with Yoshi almost getting his face burned off. Hang on, I have to protect my friends. So there's not much to say about the difficulty of this level. There are blue turtles here. Just fly. Also, there's star power in the last bouncy block. That is another way to blast through this level. But essentially, this level is a message of congratulations from Nintendo. It's written with coins, and it says, "You are a super player." That's 2 exclamation points. They must be serious. The goal is just to the right of that message. Sometimes I don't clear that level as I don't like the way it changes the game. The map has a darker look, and some of the enemies are different. Like this piranha plant. It looks like an angry pumpkin. Also, turtles look like Mario costumes. I think they looked better before. So that's why there are 2 saved files, one with 95 exits and one with 96. You can see the star. That lets you know you've completed all 96 exits. So there's only one thing left to do. Kick in the front door. Again, it's not required to rescue the princess in order to clear all 96 exits. But this video seems incomplete without saving Princess Peach Toadstool. On the first part of this level, Mario picks from one of 4 doors. They're neatly labeled. I chose door number 4. That leads to this room with these electrifying enemies. Once that room is cleared, Mario has another choice. There are another 4 doors, rooms 5, 6, 7, and 8. I picked door number 8. It's a fun choice because Mario can dive towards the ground. That can defeat several enemies at once. The following room is where the back door starts. This time I'll turn on the lights. Disco balls weren't so old when this game was new. I do like the effect though. That's pretty cool. Especially cool in the early 1990s. Anyway, this is it. The red doors are at the end of this room. The Bowser boss fight is not too difficult. It's 3 rounds. The objective is to stomp on those crazy mechanical enemies and then toss them back at Bowser. It's 2 hits per round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Mario saves the princess. They kiss, get married, buy an expensive townhouse in Brooklyn. Oh well, he did collect a lot of coins. Although, after the kissy part, it's not so clear what happens next. Their relationship has not advanced much in 35 years. She probably goes back to her castle, only to get kidnapped again. Shouldn't they be having kids already? Although, with so many Mario games, I'm not exactly sure what happened. I haven't played much of the newer Mario games. Not since New Super Mario Bros. Wii. There's a guide about that game on the channel too. So, what do you think? Would you like to see even more Mario guides? You can let everyone know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this video was fun and helpful.